guys, what is going on? Match reaction, Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1, and Manchester City are through to yet another FA Cup final like they were last season. In that treble winning season, they're through to another FA Cup final, Manchester City. Obviously, they can't win the treble this season, but they probably will win the double, let's be honest now. They will be favourites in the FA Cup final, and they've gotten there again, Manchester City. But I don't think Man City were good today, and they still managed to get the win. This is what great teams do: win when you play badly. And Manchester City did that today. I thought Man City today were terrible. Really, I thought they were really, really bad. I thought Rodri had one of his worst games for City. To be honest, I thought Rodri really struggled with the Chelsea press and the pressure the Chelsea players were putting on him. A few misplaced passes by Rodri as well, which is a rare sight. But they just had that one moment, City, near the end of the game, which we'll talk about in a minute. Just clinical. You look at all the you look at all the chances that Jackson had, and that's the difference. How Chelsea can spend £1 billion and not get a world-class striker is still baffling to me. It's beyond me, to be honest. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think Chelsea this summer have to go out and buy a world-class striker. Either Osimhen or Vlahovic. That calibre of player. I mean, if I'm Chelsea, I'm going all out for Osimhen. I think if you can get Osimhen, it takes you to a new level because you've actually got a striker who can finish chances. Unlike the striker you've got now in Nicholas Jackson, who I thought today he's got to take the blame. Jackson today, I mean, he missed about 3 sitters. He missed a 1-on-1 which Ortega saved. He missed a header from about 5 yards. I don't know how he missed that header. I mean, unbelievable how he missed that header. And then he missed that chance where he went round Ortega, and he just didn't know what to do. He didn't shoot, and he passed it to a City player trying to cut it back to a Chelsea player. So it was a terrible performance today, from Jackson. But I thought overall Chelsea were decent. They were decent, Chelsea today. Nowhere near the level that Poch will want them to be, but they were decent. But this is what Man City do. They win when they play badly, and it's. Man City are hard to stop anyway, but, when you win, when you're playing badly, then, God, you feel like nothing can go against you. Do you know what I mean? But there was a talking point. There was a talking point, which we'll talk about right now. The handball by Jack Grealish in the second half, free kick by Cole Palmer. Is that a handball? Yes. I mean, it's a penalty all day for me. I mean, I cannot believe that this hasn't been given. It's ludicrous. It's ridiculous, really. At first, I thought it actually didn't hit Grealish's hand. But I went on Twitter, saw a replay, and it clearly hits Jack Grealish's arm. How VAR have missed this is an absolute disgrace and a joke. FA Cup semi-final, huge game. Most people in England are probably watching this game today, and they go and do that. Again, I feel like I always need to say this about VAR whenever they make a mistake. I want VAR, but the people running it are absolutely clueless. How you don't give a penalty to Chelsea for that is beyond me. Grealish literally jumps, his arm is out here, and it hits his arm. And to make matters even worse, Chelsea don't get the penalty, they don't even get the corner. The referee gives a goal kick to Man City. The worst officiating I've seen. Like, Michael Oliver was horrendous today, in my opinion. Awful. He's another one of the worst refs we have in the league. And trust me, we have a lot of shocking referees in this league. And he's up there with one of the worst, in my opinion, Michael Oliver. Absolutely clueless. Um, so you know, Chelsea fans rightfully feel robbed. I mean, if the thing is, if that's Man City, it's a penalty. You know it is. The amount of you know the amount of decisions Man City have gotten this season. You know if that's on the other end, it's a City penalty. You know, and I feel for Chelsea in that decision because you know if it's Palmer would have took the penalty and he doesn't miss penalty, does he, Cole Palmer? Listen, he might have missed, but I would have backed him to score. Then it's 1-0 to Chelsea, City, and then pressing them to equalise, and Chelsea can hit on the break. The game completely changes it if VAR are not corrupt and they give the penalty. But yeah, that's a shocking decision, in an FA Cup semi-final as well. Terrible, absolutely terrible for the world to see as well. It's embarrassing by VAR. But City rode their luck with that decision, and they rode their luck with their Jackson missed chances, and then in the 84th minute, Bernardo Silva put City 1-0 up, and I said it in the Real Madrid game in that watch along. City, they always score, and they just do always score, Man City, and they've done it again. The one goal enough. Brilliant play by Jeremy Doku, and I mean Jack Grealish. I really don't rate Jack Grealish anymore, to be honest. I mean, I rated him at Villa. The £100 million I don't think gets talked about enough for Jack Grealish. No one calls him a flop. Probably because he plays for Man City and they win everything, so it maybe doesn't get noticed. And he's English, so the English media don't like to go, at English players. But I thought Jack Grealish again was absolutely terrible today. He gets subbed off for Jeremy Doku, and Doku again is just instantly 10 times better than Grealish. I mean, it's evident. Why Jeremy Doku's not starting for City, I don't know, because he is by far better than Jack Grealish. Doku, he actually takes on players and gets past him. Grealish, he just passes it, goes backwards. And, Doku starts this move, plays a lovely ball to Kevin De Bruyne with the through ball. De Bruyne makes that run, gets in the cross, and he just takes a slight nick off Petrovic's foot, off his studs. And it just falls perfectly to Bernardo Silva, who can hit it first time on the volley. Cucurella tried to block it and get in the way of the shot, but he couldn't stop it from going in. And that was the moment for Bernardo Silva and Manchester City. And they make it to another FA Cup final, but the biggest talking point in this game is the handball by Jack Grealish and the Jackson missed chances. Because if Jackson was to take his chances and Chelsea was to get that penalty, Chelsea would have won that game 3 or 4-1. Like, genuinely, that's how bad Man City were today. Didn't really create many good chances, Man City. And they just had that moment, in the 84th minute. But yeah, congrats to Man City. You rode your luck massively in that game, in my opinion. You will be favourites now for the FA Cup final, whoever you play. But yeah, fair play. You made it to another final. You'll probably win the FA Cup final now. You're probably going to win the double. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the match. Yeah, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video around, and I'll catch you later.